everyone, it's Jenny. Welcome to another process video. I have already pulled out some pieces of paper here from the Amy Tangerine stitch collection that I've been working with the last few layouts. And so I like I said, I've already chosen a few pieces of paper and I'm starting to create my background. So this one here I wanted to go with more of a soft pastel-y look. So I'm not going to use a lot of different background papers. I just really liked that yellow piece and that pretty pink striped paper that I put underneath as well. So the photo today is my daughter Johanna and my mum and my stepdad, and this photo was taken on my daughter's 18th birthday party, and we had a friend who is a photographer and she came to the party and took some photos. So this was a really beautiful one that she captured of my family, so I thought that I would really like to scrapbook that one. So that's what that photo is about. So just have a couple of branding strips there, and I am trying to make them work, but I didn't like the look of them. I thought I would leave it, but I like the look of this little piece from the top of the 6x6 paper pad and thought I would add that. And I have grabbed a couple of die cuts, or cuttlebug cuts I should say, that I've had for who knows how long and have never used them. So I'm just thinking of adding a few of these to the page and painting them with watercolor paper paints, but I don't like the look of them, so I remove them all except for one little branch and I use that. So there it is there, little leaf I should say, and so I'm going to make that one work. So at the moment what am I doing there? Sticking the little branding strip underneath. So I just, because it was from a 6x6 paper pad, of course it's not going to extend all the way on a 12x12 piece of paper, so I've just cut it in half, and you will never be able to tell because there is a piece of paper being stuck over the top. So that is a good way to stretch your 6x6 pads and make them go a little bit longer, or a little bit further I should say. So I have stuck that leaf down with some wet glue, and I have got this little circle twirly element, and I tried to make that work but I didn't particularly like that. And now I am going from that sticker sheet and seeing if there's anything there that I would like to use, and I pull some off and have a look on my page and decide that they're not going to work, so I'm going into the die cut box instead, and I pull out a couple of elements from that I make work. So there is a piece of paper in this collection with these beautiful flowers on it, and that's a really gorgeous piece of paper, but there are some die cuts that match that piece of paper that I was able to use instead of having to cut the 12x12 piece down. So, and I've grabbed that little hello die cut as well, and that has silver embossed little crosses on there, so like little cross stitch pattern, and that spells hello, and so I've used that as well. And a little die cut kiss and a hug and a heart, and the little green piece that I'm attaching that to, that was from the die cut pack as well. So just adding a few little pieces on foam and some of them flat, so it just gives a little bit of added texture to the page, and having a few different dimensions to the elements on the page as well. And the die cut pack had a couple of little corners as well that I just used in the top of that photo, and they were really cute and a nice little size. So I wanted to add that little happiness is contagious die cut, but it wasn't really working there with that leaf that I stuck down, so I just chopped off a couple of the petals and put that on top, and it just looks like the petals are going underneath it. And what am I doing now? So I have a couple of little elements that I'm trying to make work, but they don't work. This one was just nice to be left nice and simple. So I've got a little peg there from the die cut pack, and I do stick that one on. That was really cute. So just adding a couple of the orangey red elements to the page because I have those spots on the bottom. So just trying to bring in some of that colour into the page as well, and I put another little die cut there. So cutting off the branding strip at the top and having a look at what else I might add, and I'm pretty happy that that's pretty much it. So I pull out my watercolour palette and add a little bit of colour. So I explained last time that this watercolour palette is quite thick and creamy, so I'm just adding a little bit of that to this plastic, the empty container from the die cuts, and I'm using that just to add a little bit more water to really water it down so that I can just add some colour. So I'm putting some splashes of aqua on there and some of that beautiful reddy colour, the peachy sort of red, and some grey and some yellow. So I end up mixing two different colours, so the red and the orange, to make more of the reddy orange colour. So I'm trying to make that heart work, but I've decided that I don't really want that to work. It's not really doing it for me, so I take it off. So I'm just adding some colour to this little leaf, and I just continue to go over everything, adding different colours to all different parts of it to make it look like the paper was actually meant to be like that. And I'm also adding some of the watercolour to some of the little Polaroid frames that are already in the background pattern. So sort of bring that colour in so that around the photo it doesn't look like that's the only painted element. It actually looks like the page was already painted. So that's a fun little way to bring some extra colour into a layout. So you can actually pull out your watercolours and just match the paints to the colours already in your papers, and use that paint to add your little sprinkles, and so everything then coordinates. So it's a nice budget friendly way. Instead of having to buy 6 different bottles or however many different bottles of spray, you can just do it that way. So here's a few close-ups, and as you can see, you'll be able to see all that beautiful paint, and I will leave you there with the close-ups and the stills, and I will see you next time. Thank you for stopping by. Bye.